Good morning students. I welcome you all to today's class. In this class I am going to discuss with you about xerophytes. Xerophytes exhibit certain adaptation to survive in the xeric habitat which are as follows. The first one is the morphological adaptation, second anatomical adaptation, and the third one is the physiological adaptation. Morphological adaptation. Let's start with root. Root system in case of the xerophyte is very well developed. It is highly branched in nature. Extensive root hairs are present. It reaches to the deeper layers of the soil to absorb the water. In case of the asparagus, tuberous roots are present which helps to store the food in it. Stem. In some cases of xerophyte, the stem is woody, hard, with well developed bark which helps to check the rate of transpiration. In case of Opentia, the stem is modified into green flattened structure called as the phylloclade which helps for photosynthesis. As seen in case of asparagus, the stem is modified into flattened structure with single internode called as the cladode. In some cases of xerophyte, the stem is succulent in nature which helps for storage of water in it. In certain xerophyte, the stem is highly reduced in size. The next part of the plant is leaf. In case of xerophytes, leaves exhibits various adaptation to minimize the rate of transpiration and to store the water in it. In case of the asparagus, leaves are reduced in size. In euphorbia, the number of leaves are reduced. In aloe vera, succulent leaves are seen. Calotropis exhibits thick, leathery and covered by dense hairs in it. In case of the eucalyptus, vertical arrangement of leaves are seen which helps to check the direct exposure to the sunlight. In case of the Ammophila, a grass species exhibiting rolling nature to check the rate of transpiration. As seen in case of Opentia, spines are present which is the leaf modification to get protection from the grazing animals. Shiny leaf surface is seen in case of the Nerium and Cycas which check the light rays. In case of the Pinus, needle leaves are present to avoid the loss of water. Microphyly condition is present in case of the xerophytes. Micro refers to smaller sized, phyly refers to leaf. If the plants exhibiting smaller leaves so that the amount of water required is also small and also the rate of transpiration is also reduced. Microphyly refers to small sized leaves are present in xerophytes which helps to control the rate of transpiration. Sclerophyly. As seen in case of Calotropis, well-developed mechanical tissues are present which helps in thick and leathery nature of the leaves and also not undergoing wilting. Sclerophyly is the condition where well-developed mechanical tissues are present as seen in case of Calotropis so that the leaves are thick and leathery in nature and they never undergo wilting. Trichophily. In case of Calotropis, tricho refers to hairs, phyly refers to leaf. Therefore, in case of the Calotropis, hairs are present on the leaf surface which also helps to reduce the loss of water. Drought deciduous leaves. In some xerophytes, the leaves are shed as soon as the drought approaches to avoid the loss of water. Phyllodes. Petiole is modified into leaf-like structure is called as the phyllodes as seen in case of the acacia which helps in photosynthesis. Stipular spines. In case of the acacia, stipules are modified into spines which gives the protection against the grazing animal. Vestigial leaves. These are the scaly leaves seen in case of Casuarina where the photosynthesis is carried out by the stem. These are the pictorial which shows the leaf modification. As seen in case of the asparagus, here the leaf is reduced in size to check the loss of water. And in case of the aloe vera, succulent leaves are present. In case of the opentia, leaves are modified into spiny in nature so that it get protection from the grazing animals. In case of the ammophila, the leaf starts to rolling to check the rate of water loss. And in case of the calotropis, thick and leathery leaves is present, and on the surface of the leaves hairs are present. It also check the rate of transpiration. In case of the eucalyptus, the leaves are arranged in vertical manner so that to check the direct exposure to the sunlight. In case of the acacia, petiole is modified into flattened green leaf-like structure called as the phyllodes, which helps in photosynthesis. And here you can also observe the another modification, that is stipules are modified into spiny in nature so that it get protection from the grazing animals. In case of the pinus, the leaves are modified into needle-like structure to avoid the loss of water. In case of the nerium and cycas, shiny leaf surface is present so that they reflect the sunlight directly. Let us move towards the anatomical adaptation. Thick cuticle and waxy coating is present in the epidermis to avoid the transpiration. In case of the xerophytes, epidermis is made up of thick walled cells. Nerium containing of multi-layered epidermis both on the upper as well as on the lower surface. Stomata is present only in the lower epidermis so that it check the rate of transpiration. Sunken stomata and trichomes are present in xerophytes to check the rate of transpiration. Gums and resins are produced in case of the xerophytes to check evaporation. Presence of palisade parenchyma is more when compared to spongy parenchyma in xerophytes. Vascular tissues are well developed in xerophytes. Anatomical adaptation: cuticle is thick and waxy coating is seen in the epidermis which avoid the transpiration. In case of xerophytes, the epidermis is made up of thick walled cells. If you observe the nerium, it shows multi-layered epidermis both on the upper as well as on the lower surface. Stomata is present only in the lower epidermis so that it check the rate of transpiration. Sunken stomata and trichomes are also seen in xerophytes which check the rate of transpiration. Gums and resins are produced in xerophytes. It also check the evaporation. Presence of palisade parenchyma is more when compared to the spongy parenchyma. The vascular tissues are well developed in case of the xerophytes. This is the pictorial which shows the TS of nerium of leaf, TS of casuarina stem, and in case of the gum secretion from the plant body. TS of nerium of leaf, if you observe, there is a thick cuticle covering and multi-layered epidermis is present, and the presence of palisade parenchyma is more when compared to the spongy parenchyma. Sunken stomata is also appeared, and here the trichomes are also seen in the pictorial. Gum secretion from the plant body, and in the casuarina stem also you can observe the well developed trichome. These are the xerophytic anatomical characteristics. Let us move towards the physiological adaptation. In case of xerophytes, osmotic concentration of the cell sap is very high, which helps in absorption of water from the deeper layer of the soil. Resistance for wilting is very high in xerophytes. Stomata is open during night time and it is closed during the daytime. Physiological adaptation: in case of the xerophyte, osmotic concentration of the cell sap is very high, which helps in absorption of water from the deeper layer of the soil. Resistance for wilting is very high in xerophytes. Stomata is open during night time and it is closed during daytime. Reproduction: in case of the xerophytes, reproduction occur through vegetative propagation and also through the flower formation. Thank you.